Let me ask you something really important before we get started. If there was just one exercise that could help you stay strong, protect your bones, improve your balance, support your hormones, reduce aches and pains, and help you feel confident in your body as you age, wouldn't you want to know what it is? Because today, I'm going to share the most important exercise for women over 50. And here's the surprising part. It's probably not what you think. It's not running, it's not crunches, it's not hours of cardio or exhausting gym workouts. In fact, many women over 50 are doing the exact opposite of what their bodies actually need right now, and it's silently making them weaker, more tired, and more prone to injury. If you've ever felt like your body just doesn't respond the way it used to, or you're afraid of getting hurt, or you've been told to take it easy because of your age, this video is for you. So stay with me, because this one exercise can truly change how you move, how you feel, and how strong you stay for decades to come. The most important exercise for women over 50 is strength training because it directly protects muscle, bones, balance, and long-term independence at a stage of life when the body is naturally changing in ways that can either be supported or neglected. After 50, the body is not breaking down because of age itself, but because of gradual muscle loss, reduced bone density, and decreased joint stability that happen when muscles are no longer challenged. Strength training addresses these exact issues at their root, rather than masking symptoms or temporarily improving fitness. Muscle tissue plays a central role in how the body functions as we age, and without intentional effort to maintain it, everyday tasks slowly become harder. Getting up from a chair, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, reaching overhead, maintaining balance on uneven ground, or recovering from a stumble all rely on muscle strength that must be preserved to maintain independence. Strength training is not about appearance or chasing a younger body, but about ensuring the body remains capable, resilient, and reliable in daily life. One of the most significant changes women experience after 50 is the accelerated loss of muscle mass known as sarcopenia. This loss begins as early as the 30s, but becomes more noticeable and impactful later in life, especially when combined with hormonal changes during menopause. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, meaning it supports blood sugar control, energy levels, and fat metabolism. When muscle declines, metabolism slows, making weight management more difficult and increasing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Strength training sends a powerful signal to the body that muscle is still needed, encouraging preservation and even rebuilding of muscle tissue, regardless of age. This is one of the few interventions proven to slow or reverse muscle loss in older adults, making it uniquely valuable for women over 50. Bone health is another critical factor that makes strength training the most important exercise at this stage of life. After menopause, estrogen levels drop, which directly impacts bone density and increases the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Bones are living tissue that respond to stress, and without adequate loading, they become weaker over time. Strength training applies safe, controlled stress to bones, stimulating them to maintain or improve density. Unlike low-impact activities alone, resistance-based movement encourages bones to adapt and strengthen, particularly in vulnerable areas such as the hips, spine, and wrists. This is especially important because fractures later in life can dramatically affect mobility, independence, and overall quality of life. Strength training acts as a protective measure, reducing fracture risk by improving both bone strength and the muscular support around joints. Balance and stability are also deeply connected to muscle strength, particularly in the lower body and core. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence in older women, yet balance is often overlooked until a fall occurs. Strength training improves balance by strengthening the muscles that stabilize the hips, knees, ankles, and spine. It also enhances proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space, which plays a major role in preventing falls. When muscles are strong and responsive, the body is better able to correct itself quickly if balance is challenged. This means fewer falls, less fear of movement, and greater confidence navigating daily environments. Joint health is another reason strength training is essential rather than optional. Many women over 50 experience joint pain and stiffness and assume that exercise will worsen these issues. In reality, weak muscles place greater strain on joints, while strong muscles absorb impact and provide support. Strength training helps align joints properly, improves range of motion, and reduces chronic pain when performed with correct form and appropriate resistance. Instead of avoiding movement, strengthening the muscles around joints often leads to less pain and greater freedom of movement over time. This allows women to remain active without relying solely on medication or passive treatments. Strength training also supports posture and spinal health, which become increasingly important with age. Muscle weakness in the back, core, and hips can lead to rounded shoulders, forward head posture, and lower back pain. Over time, poor posture can affect breathing, digestion, and overall mobility. Strengthening the muscles that support the spine helps maintain upright posture, reduces strain on the back, and improves overall alignment. This not only enhances physical comfort, but also affects how women feel about themselves, as posture is closely tied to confidence and presence. Independence is perhaps the most important reason strength training matters after 50. Independence is not just about living alone or managing daily tasks, but about having choices. It means being able to travel, participate in social activities, play with grandchildren, pursue hobbies, and move freely without fear. Strength training helps preserve this independence by maintaining functional strength, the kind of strength that directly translates to real-life movement. It ensures that physical limitations do not dictate lifestyle choices earlier than necessary. Without strength training, even simple tasks can gradually become overwhelming, leading to increased reliance on others and reduced quality of life. Another often overlooked benefit of strength training is its impact on mental health and cognitive function. Physical strength is closely linked to mental resilience, confidence, and emotional well-being. Strength training has been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve mood, and enhance cognitive performance. For women over 50 who may be navigating major life transitions, stress, or identity changes, this mental boost is invaluable. Feeling strong physically reinforces a sense of control and self-efficacy, which positively influences mental health. Energy levels are also deeply affected by muscle health. Many women believe fatigue is an unavoidable part of aging, but in many cases it is linked to muscle loss and decreased physical capacity. Strength training improves energy by enhancing circulation, oxygen delivery, and metabolic efficiency. Over time, daily activities require less effort because the body is stronger and more efficient. This creates a positive cycle where movement becomes easier rather than exhausting, encouraging continued activity and engagement with life. Strength training is also highly adaptable, making it accessible to women at any fitness level or physical condition. It can be modified for joint limitations, past injuries, or chronic conditions. It does not require heavy weights or gym memberships and can be performed using body weight, resistance bands, or light dumbbells. This adaptability ensures that women over 50 can benefit from strength training regardless of their starting point. What matters is not intensity, but consistency and progression over time. One of the most significant changes women experience after 50 is the empowering aspect of strength training, which challenges the narrative that aging equals decline.
Many women have been conditioned to believe that becoming weaker, slower, or less capable is inevitable after a certain age. Strength training directly contradicts this belief by demonstrating that the body can still adapt, grow, and improve. Each increase in strength reinforces the idea that age does not eliminate the capacity for progress. This shift in mindset can be transformative, not only influencing physical health, but also how women approach aging as a whole. Strength training also improves coordination and movement efficiency, which reduces the risk of injury in daily life. Strong muscles help control movement patterns, making actions smoother and more controlled. This is particularly important when reacting to unexpected situations, such as slipping, tripping, or lifting something awkwardly. The ability to respond quickly and effectively can prevent serious injury and build confidence in movement. From a long-term health perspective, strength training reduces the risk of many chronic conditions associated with aging. It supports cardiovascular health, improves cholesterol levels, enhances insulin sensitivity, and contributes to better overall metabolic health. For women over 50, strength training acts as a cornerstone habit that supports multiple systems in the body simultaneously. Another critical factor is that strength training helps maintain healthy body composition. While weight alone is not the best indicator of health, the ratio of muscle to fat plays a significant role in overall function. Strength training helps preserve lean mass, which supports mobility and metabolic health, even if the scale does not change dramatically. This focus on function rather than appearance aligns more closely with the true goals of health and longevity. Strength training also fosters a deeper connection between mind and body. Unlike repetitive cardio exercises, strength training requires attention.
Strength training after 50 is not about lifting heavy weights, pushing through pain, or trying to keep up with intense workouts designed for much younger bodies, but about slow, controlled, functional movements that respect how the body changes while still challenging it enough to stay strong, stable, and capable. At this stage of life, the goal of exercise shifts from burning calories or chasing aesthetics to supporting joints, protecting hormones, and improving how the body functions in everyday situations. Many women have been taught that exercise has to be hard, fast, and exhausting to be effective, but this mindset often leads to injury, burnout, or fear of movement after 50. The truth is that the body responds best to intentional, mindful strength training that prioritizes quality of movement over quantity and control over intensity. As women age, recovery time naturally increases. Connective tissues become less elastic, and joints may feel stiffer or more sensitive than before. This does not mean the body is weak or incapable, but it does mean that it thrives under a different type of stress. Slow, controlled strength training allows muscles to engage fully without placing unnecessary strain on joints or ligaments. When movements are performed with intention, the muscles do more of the work instead of momentum, which is exactly what the body needs to maintain strength safely. This approach reduces the risk of injury while still stimulating muscle growth and joint stability. Functional movement is especially important after 50 because it mirrors the way the body moves in real life. Strength training at this stage should support actions like sitting down and standing up, stepping forward or sideways, reaching, lifting, twisting gently, and maintaining balance. These movements directly translate to daily activities, making life easier and safer. Instead of isolating muscles purely for appearance, functional strength training teaches muscles to work together as they were designed to do. This coordination improves efficiency, reduces strain, and enhances confidence in movement. Hormonal changes during and after menopause significantly affect how the body responds to exercise. Lower estrogen levels influence muscle recovery, fat storage, joint lubrication, and bone density.
High-intensity or excessive training can actually increase stress hormones like cortisol, which may worsen fatigue, disrupt sleep, and contribute to stubborn weight gain around the midsection. Gentle but consistent strength training supports hormonal balance by improving insulin sensitivity, reducing chronic stress, and encouraging the body to maintain lean muscle without overwhelming the nervous system. This balanced approach helps women feel energized rather than depleted. Joint support is one of the most valuable benefits of controlled strength training. Many women experience knee, hip, shoulder, or back discomfort and assume that rest or avoidance is the best solution. In reality, joints depend on strong surrounding muscles to stay aligned and stable. When movements are slow and controlled, the muscles around the joints can be strengthened without aggravating sensitive areas. This improves joint function and often reduces pain over time. Instead of avoiding movement, women learn how to move better, which is far more empowering and sustainable. Breathing and body awareness also become more important in strength training after 50. Slow movements allow women to focus on breathing patterns, posture, and muscle engagement, creating a deeper connection between mind and body. This awareness improves coordination and reduces compensations that can lead to injury. It also encourages mindfulness, turning exercise into a supportive practice rather than a stressful obligation. Over time, this mindful approach builds trust in the body and reduces fear around movement. Another key aspect of appropriate strength training at this age is understanding that progress does not have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Small increases in strength, improved stability, or reduced discomfort are significant wins. The body adapts gradually, and pushing too hard too fast often leads to setbacks. Slow progression allows tissues to adapt safely and sustainably. This patience creates long-term success rather than short bursts of effort followed by long periods of inactivity due to injury or discouragement. Consistency is far more important than intensity, especially after 50. 2 or 3 well-structured strength sessions per week can provide substantial benefits without overwhelming the body. These sessions do not need to be long or exhausting. Even short workouts focused on full-body movement patterns can maintain muscle, support joints, and improve overall function. When exercise feels manageable and supportive, it becomes easier to stay consistent, which is ultimately what produces lasting results. Pain is another critical topic when discussing strength training for women over 50. There's a common belief that pain is a sign of effectiveness, but this is not true. Pain is a signal that something is not working correctly. Strength training should challenge the muscles without causing sharp, persistent, or worsening pain. Learning to distinguish between normal muscle effort and harmful discomfort is essential. This awareness allows women to adjust movements, reduce resistance, or rest when needed, making exercise a tool for healing rather than harm. Strength training at this stage also encourages better movement patterns in daily life. When women practice controlled movements during workouts, they naturally begin to move more mindfully throughout the day. They learn to hinge properly when lifting objects, engage their core when standing or walking, and distribute weight evenly through their bodies. These habits reduce wear and tear on joints and lower the risk of injury during routine activities. Instead of isolating muscles purely for appearance, functional strength training teaches muscles to work together as they were designed to do. This coordination improves efficiency, reduces strain, and enhances confidence in movement. Hormonal changes during and after menopause significantly affect how the body responds to exercise. Lower estrogen levels influence muscle recovery, fat storage, joint lubrication, and bone density. High-intensity or excessive training can actually increase stress hormones like cortisol, which may worsen fatigue, disrupt sleep, and contribute to stubborn weight gain around the midsection. Gentle but consistent strength training supports hormonal balance by improving insulin sensitivity, reducing chronic stress, and encouraging the body to maintain lean muscle without overwhelming the nervous system. This balanced approach helps women feel energized rather than depleted. Joint support is one of the most valuable benefits of controlled strength training. Many women experience knee, hip, shoulder, or back discomfort and assume that rest or avoidance is the best solution. In reality, joints depend on strong surrounding muscles to stay aligned and stable. When movements are slow and controlled, the muscles around the joints can be strengthened without aggravating sensitive areas. This improves joint function and often reduces pain over time. Instead of avoiding movement, women learn how to move better, which is far more empowering and sustainable. Breathing and body awareness also become more important in strength training after 50. Slow movements allow women to focus on breathing patterns, posture, and muscle engagement, creating a deeper connection between mind and body. This awareness improves coordination and reduces compensations that can lead to injury. It also encourages mindfulness, turning exercise into a supportive practice rather than a stressful obligation. Over time, this mindful approach builds trust in the body and reduces fear around movement. Another key aspect of appropriate strength training at this age is understanding that progress does not have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Small increases in strength, improved stability, or reduced discomfort are significant wins. The body adapts gradually, and pushing too hard too fast often leads to setbacks. Slow progression allows tissues to adapt safely and sustainably. This patience creates long-term success rather than short bursts of effort followed by long periods of inactivity due to injury or discouragement. Consistency is far more important than intensity, especially after 50. 2 or 3 well-structured strength sessions per week can provide substantial benefits without overwhelming the body. These sessions do not need to be long or exhausting. Even short workouts focused on full-body movement patterns can maintain muscle, support joints, and improve overall function. When exercise feels manageable and supportive, it becomes easier to stay consistent, which is ultimately what produces lasting results. Pain is another critical topic when discussing strength training for women over 50. There's a common belief that pain is a sign of effectiveness, but this is not true. Pain is a signal that something is not working correctly. Strength training should challenge the muscles without causing sharp, persistent, or worsening pain. Learning to distinguish between normal muscle effort and harmful discomfort is essential. This awareness allows women to adjust movements, reduce resistance, or rest when needed.
It is never too late to start strength training, and this truth has the power to completely change how women over 50 view their bodies, their health, and their future. Many women believe that if they did not start exercising earlier in life, the opportunity is past, or that their bodies are too fragile, too stiff, or too far gone to benefit from strength training. This belief is not only inaccurate, but it also prevents women from accessing one of the most effective tools for improving quality of life at any age. The human body is remarkably adaptable, and research consistently shows that muscle strength, balance, and functional capacity can improve well into the later decades of life. What matters most is not when you start, but how you start and how consistently you show up for yourself. Starting strength training later in life often brings a unique kind of fear that younger people may not experience. There may be fear of injury, fear of pain, fear of embarrassment, or fear of confirming a belief that the body is no longer capable. These fears are understandable, especially if past experiences with exercise were negative, or if pain has become part of daily life. Strength training done gently and intentionally helps dismantle these fears over time. Each controlled movement, each small improvement, and each moment of success sends a powerful message to the nervous system that the body is safe, capable, and adaptable. This gradual rebuilding of trust between the mind and body is one of the most profound benefits of starting strength training after 50. One of the most important outcomes of strength training at this stage of life is the reduction of pain. Many women accept chronic aches and stiffness as unavoidable parts of aging, but much of this discomfort is related to muscle weakness, poor movement patterns, and joint instability. When muscles are strengthened in a supportive way, they take pressure off joints and improve alignment, which often leads to noticeable pain reduction. This relief creates a positive feedback loop. When pain decreases, movement feels less threatening. When movement feels safer, consistency improves. When consistency improves, strength increases. Over time, this cycle can dramatically change how women experience their bodies on a daily basis. Fear of injury is another major barrier that keeps women from starting or continuing exercise. Strength training specifically addresses this fear by improving stability, coordination, and reaction time. Stronger muscles allow the body to respond more effectively to unexpected situations, such as tripping, slipping, or lifting something awkwardly. This increased physical preparedness reduces the likelihood of injury and builds confidence in movement. As confidence grows, fear diminishes, and women begin to move more freely instead of cautiously restricting themselves. This freedom of movement plays a crucial role in maintaining independence and quality of life. Confidence is one of the most transformative outcomes of strength training after 50. Confidence does not come from achieving a certain look or reaching a specific number on a scale. It comes from feeling capable in everyday situations. It comes from standing up without effort, carrying items without strain, walking with stability, and trusting the body to support life's demands. Each strength training session reinforces this sense of capability. Over time, women stop seeing their bodies as fragile and start seeing them as strong, reliable partners in daily life. This shift in identity can be deeply empowering. Many women spend years prioritizing others while neglecting their own physical needs. Starting strength training later in life can feel like reclaiming ownership of one's body and health. It becomes an act of self-respect rather than self-punishment. Instead of exercising to fix perceived flaws, women begin to train to support their future selves. This mindset change is often accompanied by greater self-compassion, patience, and appreciation for what the body can do rather than what it cannot. Another powerful aspect of starting strength training after 50 is the improvement in balance and coordination. Balance tends to decline with age if it is not intentionally trained, increasing the risk of falls. Strength training naturally incorporates balance challenges, especially when movements are performed slowly and with control. Strengthening the muscles of the legs, hips, and core improves stability and postural control. As balance improves, fear of falling decreases, which encourages more active participation in life. This confidence in movement allows women to remain socially engaged, active, and independent. Mental and emotional health also benefits significantly from strength training later in life. Exercise stimulates the release of neurotransmitters that improve mood and reduce stress. Strength training, in particular, has been linked to improved cognitive function, reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, and greater emotional resilience. For women navigating life transitions such as retirement, empty nesting, or changing roles, this mental support is invaluable. Feeling physically strong often translates into feeling emotionally grounded and capable of handling challenges. Starting strength training after 50 also reinforces the idea that growth does not stop with age. Each improvement, no matter how small, becomes proof that change is still possible. This realization can be incredibly motivating and can inspire positive changes in other areas of life, such as nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Strength training becomes a gateway habit that supports overall well-being and longevity. Consistency plays a crucial role in making strength training effective at this stage of life. The goal is not perfection or intensity, but regular practice. Gentle, consistent strength training allows the body to adapt safely over time. Progress may feel slower than it did earlier in life, but it is no less meaningful. In fact, these gradual improvements often lead to more sustainable results because they are built on patience and respect for the body's needs. Another important benefit of starting strength training after 50 is the sense of empowerment that comes from taking control of one's health. Many age-related conditions are influenced by lifestyle choices, and strength training is one of the most impactful choices women can make. Rather than feeling passive in the face of aging, women who strength train become active participants in their own well-being. This sense of agency can be deeply fulfilling and motivating. Strength training also fosters a supportive relationship with the body. Instead of viewing the body as something that is failing or declining, women begin to see it as something that responds positively to care and attention. This shift reduces frustration and self-criticism and replaces them with curiosity and appreciation. Each session becomes an opportunity to learn more about the body and its capabilities. It is also important to recognize that strength training after 50 does not require comparison to others. Each woman's journey is unique, shaped by her history, health, and circumstances. Progress is personal and should be measured against one's own starting point rather than external standards. This individualized approach encourages patience and reduces pressure, making it easier to stay committed over time. Perhaps one of the most meaningful outcomes of starting strength training after 50 is the way it supports long-term independence. Independence is built on the ability to move, care for oneself, and engage with life without excessive reliance on others. Strength training directly supports these abilities by maintaining functional strength and mobility. This independence is not just physical, but emotional and psychological as well, reinforcing dignity and self-confidence. Strength training also helps women reconnect with a sense of purpose in caring for their bodies. Instead of exercising out of obligation or fear, women begin to train with intention and respect. This purposeful approach fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. It becomes less about fighting aging and more about embracing strength as a lifelong companion. Starting later in life can also be inspiring to others. Women who choose to prioritize strength after 50 often become role models for friends, family members, and even younger generations. They demonstrate that aging does not mean giving up on growth, vitality, or self-improvement. This ripple effect can create a supportive community where strength and wellness are celebrated at every age. Ultimately, strength training after 50 is about rewriting the story of aging. It challenges limiting beliefs and replaces them with evidence of capability and resilience. Each movement becomes a reminder that the body is still responsive, still learning, and still capable of becoming stronger. This realization carries profound emotional weight and can change how women see not only their bodies, but their future. By starting strength training at any age, women reclaim confidence, reduce pain, overcome fear of injury, and build a foundation for a life that is active, engaged, and self-directed. The body becomes a source of strength rather than limitation, and aging becomes a journey supported by resilience, confidence, and trust in one's own physical power.